Hey, what's up, guys? Cindy here in Cindy Set TV. I know, messy hair, I don't care, messy room. Well, anyway, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about when I actually spent 3 months in jail. So, yeah, 3 whole months in jail, and I guess I'll start off with why I was in there. So, I was in there for what they charged me was robbery, and I didn't commit the robbery. That's not what I was doing. And it was just a matter of me being in a, I guess, white neighborhood or whatever. And these old ladies, like, seriously said that I had to punch someone, one of the employees in the store. And they said if I'm ever shoplifting and I use force in any way like that, that's considered robbery. And I said, I did not hurt anyone. I did not even come in contact physically with anyone at all whatsoever. Um, you know, so I'm not going to admit to something I did not do. So now, I guess I'll start off with the first time that I got caught for theft. It was at Academy Sports and Outdoors. And I got caught with at that time, it was a young guy by the name of Abel, and we're still in touch, sort of, but we're just acquaintances. I appreciate him being there for me when I had no one else to give me money for gas for my car. I was living in my car when I met him, and I seriously had no money to eat. I had no money to put gas in my car and all that. So then, when I met him, he filled up my gas tank. He went and bought us food, so I could eat. So, did we um, break the law together? Yes. You know, did we go to jail together? Yes. But I always will remember that he helped me when nobody else did. So, at the time when I met him, and I was living in my car. So then, okay, it's gonna take several videos. So, this is one of the first videos that I'm gonna put as far as like when I was in jail. So yeah. Alright, so pretty much I'm gonna say what led up to me ending up in jail. So it's gonna be, I guess, the things, several things that led up to my incarceration. So I guess I'll keep going with all right. So what happened when I met Abel was the day that I met him, right? I was parked at the pumps of a little gas station that's like not that busy sometimes. And sometimes I'll be there to take small naps or sleep. Okay. So as I was there, I was just parked in my car, right? At the gas pump. I was literally sitting there, and I was sitting in my seat, and I was just like thinking, I have no money for gas. I don't know what to do. I hadn't ate in like 2 days. And then I just decide, okay, so I have like a little bit of money to get myself something to drink, like a soda or a tea or something like that from the store. So then I get off and I go inside. That's when I see Abel. He was, at the time, I'm not going to lie to you, nothing ever happened between us the whole time that, when we were in my car, and, you know, we were just friends. So, anyways, I see him for the first time inside the store. He's over by getting a soda, and I see him. He's all dripped out. He has a Jordan, hat. He had on like a Jordan backpack. He had on some Jordan shoes. He was like all dripped out. He had like the whole, looking fresh, type look. Anyway, I asked him, I go, hey, I asked him, are you single? Right, that's how it started. And then he was like, yeah. And I told him, do you have a phone? Do you have a number? And he said no. So I took that as like a rejection. So I left him alone. I was just, I went about my business. I was like, man, F this. I'm just gonna go get my tea or something to drink, my Snapple or whatever, and then I'm gonna pay and I'm gonna get out of here, right? So I didn't think anything of it. And then little did I know, like when I got out the store, he was actually waiting for me outside the store for me to come out. And he was like, hey, he goes, what's up? What are you doing? What are you trying to get into or something like that? And I told him, nothing. I just got something to drink. I'm just chilling in my car. And then he's like, so what are you going to do later? What are you going to do today? I told him, actually, nothing because I told him, I'm literally just parked here. Like, I don't have any gas money and I'm just trying to see what I'm going to do right now. I don't know. So then, he ends up saying, okay, he goes, I'll put you $10 of gas right now. And then I go, what? I go, for real? And then he goes, yeah. He goes, I'll put the $10 of gas in your tank right now. He goes, we'll go make money and then I'll buy you something to eat. And they say you haven't ate all day. And I was like kind of freaked out, like the first thing that came to my mind was I'm not a hooker. Like I'm not gonna be doing sketchy stuff or weird stuff for money. And then he told me, no, you don't have to do anything. He's like, I'll do everything. So then I was like thinking about it, and then my stomach was rumbling for like forever already. And I was like, well, okay, you say I don't have to do nothing. So in my mind, I figured, okay, well, if there's anything sketchy, like it's my car and I can just drive away, if there's a situation. So then I was like, all right, so um, he goes, all right, so let's go. And I go, okay. And I asked him, where do you want to go first? And then he told me, take me to an academy or a Ross. And I said, academy or Ross? I go, which ones? And he goes, well, he was telling me which way to go, right? So when they were going first, we went to an academy. And then he told me, just go with me. He goes, I'll do everything. I said, okay. So then we got off at the academy. He went in the store. He got a shopping cart. And then, like, he just started shopping. He was looking around and stuff at the clothes on Nike section and the jerseys and whatnot. And then he was like, oh, just get whatever you want. He's like, if you want to get something you like, he's like, just get whatever. And then I was all like, well, I was kind of like, well, I don't have money, I hadn't even ate. So anyway, long story short, I just see that he starts just grabbing like 5 basketball shorts at a time. And then like 2 of this, 3 of that, 5 of this, 5 of that. And he just starts putting all that into the cart, into the basket, the shopping cart. And then I was just like looking at him, and then he was like, cause I was just staring at him. I didn't know what was going on, and then he told me, he was like, get some slides, get some sandals if you want, get some shorts. He's like, just get something, like whatever you want. He's like, just put it in there. And then I was like, okay. And then before I know it, I guess like he had filled up, loaded up how much he wanted to take. And in my mind, I was like, how the hell are we gonna make it out of here if he's gonna steal this without them finding out? So I was like, what's gonna, I didn't know what to think. So anyway, I had lost him for a little bit, and then like I went towards the back of the store, and I heard like all this noise, like hangers clinking back and forth. So I go all the way to the back of the store, and I just see him with like a big old like gym Nike duffel bag type thing that he got from inside the duffel bag section in the store. And then I just see him stuffing it with a whole bunch of stuff from the shopping cart. And then I was like, this dude is crazy. I was like, what the hell is he doing? And I was looking around, and I guess like he already knew what he was doing. There was like no one was paying attention to him. He was just like in a little aisle in the back, and he was just like filling up as much as he could. So when he filled up as much as he could in the duffel bag, then he just puts it on over himself like that, and he was like, "Are you ready?" He's like, "Let's go." And I was just like, "Are you serious?" And I kind of felt like I don't, I didn't even know what to think. Honestly, my heart started beating so fast when we were at the the exit or main entrance, to the front of the store for us to get out, and they have someone at the door. So they have someone there, and it was a guy, an employee, and he had like some dark shades on, and he was just standing there with his shades on, like, just there, and he didn't say thank you, goodbye, or come again soon, nothing. He was just standing there silent. And the more we got closer to the door, like, I started getting like super anxiety, like 1,000 times anxiety per minute, and then all of a sudden I just see that he walks out, and he was like, let's go. And he pulled me from, we didn't run, we were like fast walking. What do you call fast when you're walking but like at a fast pace? So then he was like, come on, let's get to the car. And the alarm went off, like everything, the sensors, of course, were still on the clothes. And then it started to beep, and I was like, oh my god. So that was the first time I ever witnessed something like that, and my heart was pounding so hard. And then he was like, just drive away. He's like, anywhere, let's just get away from here. I said, okay. So then I was driving, I got on the highway. Because we were like way over there, like in a different, nicer neighborhood. So then I was like, okay, fine, we'll just come back to the hood, back, where I was raised. So then we went back to the west side, that's what we call it here. And then we pulled up to a street that's known for hookers and stuff. So I was like, okay, what are we doing over here? He was like, stop right here in the corner. He's like, I'm gonna get off real quick. So then he opens the duffel bag. He has a pair of pliers. This is all new to me. I had no idea. So I was just watching at first. So he just has pliers. He starts popping off all the sensors. Boom, boom, boom. Like he has like 20 something pairs of pants, basketball shorts. He has a whole bunch of hats, a whole bunch of like, nice gear, badass gear from Academy. Different kinds of stuff, sports stuff, Nike stuff, like all kinds of stuff, right? And then jerseys, basketball shorts, you name it, like nothing but some nice shoes, like everything brand new, with all the tags on them. So then he just gets like a few basketball shorts, and he just stands out there like this, and he's just there like, who wants to buy some, I guess, And then like I guess at that store a whole bunch of like construction workers go there, and I guess he knew that already. Like he knew what he was doing. So then I was just there watching him. Like within less than 10 minutes, he sold all of the basketball shorts, and I saw he had like, he had made like $100. And then from there, like he put out the next items. He started pulling out everything. Before I know it, he had sold everything from inside the duffel bag, and then he even sold the duffel bag by itself for like, I think, $30 or $40. And then from there he goes, okay, well now I'm gonna fill up your tank. Let's go fill up your tank, and we'll get something to eat. And he's like, you can eat whatever you want. And then I go, okay. So then that was the first time, that he was like, okay, fill up my tank. And he was like, you roll with me like that, your tank's always gonna be full. And then he got us Jack in the Box. Like he was like, get whatever you want, you can get dessert, like they have cheesecake. And he was like, he's like, you haven't ate? He's like, make sure you get full. He's like, get, anything you want. You want like large curly fry, you want extra ranch, you want extra, just throw a munch. And then I was like, thank you so much. I was grateful. I hadn't ate within 2 days. Well, then from there, um, it started getting like to the point where I would I would just be sitting there, and then like I wouldn't even go in the store with him. He would get off and he would come out with the stuff. So he was the one doing all these things. So then he would break me off a little bit of money, here and there. But the main thing that he would do is like he would go all out on, on us going out to eat somewhere to a restaurant, and then also like putting gas in my car, you know, and stuff like that. So then from there, it started being more like he started manipulating me, and then he started to like not want to break me off as much. Like break you off, if you don't know what that means, it pretty much means like giving me a piece of the pie, like, money wise. Like, he would break me off, like he would give me, let's say, $40 or $20 per every whatever amount of shirts or that he would sell or anything, or stuff like that. So then like pretty much like giving me my cut, I guess. So he wouldn't want to break me off as much. And then he wouldn't like go and put gas like he at first would. So then I started asking him like, hey, like, are you gonna put gas and this and that? And he was all like, he would be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it in a minute. Then we just sell all this stuff. And mind you, like this guy was like, going around in my car. I was going with them, but then he started to the point where he started driving it. Like he wanted to be in control. Like he started manipulating. And then whenever I would say something, he started, like making me feel stupid, like if I was dumb. And then anyway, long story short, it started getting to the point where, at first he would get stuff that I liked. Like if I got off with him, I would pick out things. And then before I knew it, like when he would, fill up a duffel bag, sometimes I would get some of the stuff I liked, and then some of the stuff that I liked that I picked out that he would sell with his duffel bag and his stuff, like shoes and whatever he got. And then I was like, hey, like, I had to pick those out, and then you went and sold them. I'm talking about like Dooney and Burke purses and Michael Kors purses. Like he would start selling stuff off that I had picked out because I wanted it. Because I was like, okay, he's not putting gas in my car like before, like filling up my tank. So like I thought it was only fair that, I would pick out things that I wanted to have if he was not gonna break me off like with cash. And then from there, it started like he goes, well, you could have done it too. He was like, well, you have legs, you have arms too. And then and then I was all like, well, I don't do that. Like, I don't know. And he was like, man, you've been seeing me. You've just been watching me. All you do is just look at me. He's like, that's all you've been doing and this and that. He's like, I'm the one doing everything. And then I was all like, well, I work for my stuff. Like, that's the only way I know how to get my things. And then the little by little, like he convinced me, like, come on, I know you got it in you and this and that. And then like the first time, that I actually did do something like that, we were at a Walgreens, and I don't know if there's no Walgreens, then I guess like a CVS. Some of y'all, I don't know where you guys are at. And then he has said, okay, we'll just get a whole bunch of expensive makeup, get razors, get detergent, like all the expensive stuff that you can get and you can resell like real quick, to make some quick cash. And so then like I guess he had put me to the test. So he was like, just get a basket, fill it up with stuff, and just walk out with it. And then he's like, you see me how I do it. He was like, so it's the same thing, only thing that instead of a duffel bag, you're walking out with a basket. Then I really didn't want to do it, and then I ended up doing it, you know. And then when I got in the car, he was waiting for me in the car, and he was like, I knew you had it in you, I knew it, and this and that. And then from there, like I still stay watching a little bit until like finally like I started getting off with him. So after we went to like so many stores, like I'm not proud of this, but I think this is something that, I'm sharing this with you guys because, I want to keep it real. So then we were going to like almost every single Academy Sports and Outdoors in San Antonio that there was. And I would say there's probably approximately like freaking like 7 or 8 locations, I think. And if you're counting, and then I think it's more like 9 or 10 if you're counting the ones that are like on the outskirts of San Antonio, which is like it's barely outside the loop, like barely outside the county line of Bexar County, which is San Antonio. Um, so we were going to like almost every single academy, like I said. So then my car started being like so packed with stuff, backpacks, bags full of merchandise. And then he was just sitting on it, like he wouldn't hurry up and sell it because he was a drug addict. So then he would use or fix or whatever, however you want to say it, and then he wouldn't be on his game to sell, like hustle. So then, like, we would go to one, have a whole bunch of crap. Little did I know, rope actually started being on our ass. And then, like, for those of you who don't know what rope is, I didn't know what it was until, and this is what I'm going to tell you, because we were going to so much stores, like, in one short period of time. Um, then they caught on to us, right? Uh, and because we weren't selling the merchandise, we held onto it in the vehicle. We were storing it. Then, when I finally decided to get off at an academy and I built up the courage to get off at the academy and do the same thing that he was doing, then that was the time that we got caught. And it was because they had already been following us, and because like we had went through so many locations and then like in a little window of time. And then he is a repeat offender. He had already been arrested several times. He had already been caught several times. I didn't know this. I guess I was very gullible, naive at that point because he had told me that he had never got caught. And he had said, "No, I've never been caught." He was like, "And I know we're not going to get caught." That was the main thing. So he was like, "As long as you don't run out the store, you're fine. Just walk out like normal or fast walk, you know?" And then that day, that was the first time that I got arrested for theft. And I was crying. I was like, "Oh my God." And then I ended up getting something called a PR bond where the county that you live in actually offers you a bond, and you pretty much sign that you're not going to do it again. It's your first time and that you're not going to do it again. So you're able to get out without somebody paying your bail, right? And then you're out on PR bond, so that means you're on supervision until you go to your court date, and all that. So then while I was doing that, I stopped talking to him and everything. And then we were still keeping in touch, but it wasn't the same anymore because I couldn't trust him. Then he also had trouble trusting me. And then like that, back and forth. We got into it like so many times. People thought that maybe we were like together messing around or boyfriend and girlfriend. Nothing ever happened between us. We never had any kind of intercourse. We never had a relationship. We never kissed. Like, it just stayed just strictly business, like just friends. It was just, I guess that's what you call mutual. I don't know. But it didn't go anything farther than just like, hey, go to the store with me. Let's go hit the store and get stuff and let's go make money. It didn't go any farther than that. Like, that's the only thing that we were just associated with each other, just doing that. And then from there, what happened? Oh yeah. Then after that, I didn't learn my lesson. I thought like, okay, I was over here going with this guy, this little thug, getting Ross. We were going to Ross as well. We were going to Ross Academy, we were going and getting all the makeup and razors and all the expensive stuff from CVS, the pharmacies and stuff. So I was like, well, I want something more. So I was like, I have a thing for pink from Victoria's Secret. So I was like, I want to go and get pink stuff. Like I want to get stuff for myself, and then the rest of it I'll just sell it because I know they have a lot of extra small, and a whole bunch of that stuff. And a lot of their things were ridiculously expensive at the time. Like now I can honestly say, if I have a job right now, I'm unemployed, but if I have a job, I know I can afford stuff, to buy it myself. They have a lot of good sales now. They have a lot of online sales, so it's way different. But back then, it was more expensive. So when I got arrested from Academy, it was July 26th of 2018. You know, so it's already been a while. Then after that, with the Victoria's Secret, I still remember like it was yesterday. So when that happened, it was pretty much, I would go, when cause I had the time I had a car, so I would go into, Victoria's Secret Pink, and um, I would go by myself. I would get like the two big shopping bags and fill them up with stuff. And then, well, there's one time I got caught, and that day I got caught because I went with no car. I thought I was going to be able to do the same thing that I do, just get in there and fill up bags and leave. But I didn't have a vehicle, and then the people that workers in there already knew who I was, and they were already suspicious, you know. And I still went through with it. At the time, um, I was just so desperate to give my daughters everything they wanted, and that's why I felt like I wanted to make easy money, like fast money. And then I just felt like it doesn't matter what situation. Now I know. Back then, this was back when I got arrested for Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret, that was November 5th of 2018. So that was just like a few months after the Academy incident. And then from there, they decided to charge me with robbery because, according to two blind white old ladies, said that supposedly I punched the employee. I did not. There's a God up there. God knows that I didn't do that. And then plus they ended up dismissing it, and they reduced it to a theft because there's no evidence at all whatsoever of me punching anyone or hurting anyone. So that's why I was able to get out time served. So, but when I was in there for robbery, I was gonna have to wait to see a judge if I didn't get bonded out, and that's when a $20,000 I can't even talk, $20,000 bond comes into play when my middle sister is the one who paid for my bond, and she was the lane holder on the $20,000 bond. She only paid 10% of that, which is like 2,000. And I will be forever grateful. But that's gonna be for next video. I won't explain into more detail about the $20,000 bond and what happened, and then when I went to jail. So yeah. So for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. So stay tuned. Love y'all.